Why is it that some people can't control themselves? Instead of asking questions, they make assumptions about you as if they know you or if they really know you. If that's you, stop it. Get some help. In my MJ voice. And speaking of questions, I got about, I think it's like 12 that we need to ask ourselves sometimes when we feel like we're losing control. You know, yesterday I did a video about me losing my cool and why it happened and what I learned, all that good stuff. So you might want to go back and watch that if anything I said resonated with you. So, in order to be the highest version of ourselves, it's really all about the questions we ask ourselves, because questions are the answer. Yeah, somebody want to write that down. Questions are the answer. Okay? So, first question. Where are you, or should I say, where am I resisting change? Number 2, what am I holding on to too tightly? And I did some of these on another video too, so some of y'all might remember that. And oh yeah, if you like this type of content, make sure you click the subscribe button, like the video, comment, because this channel is all about mindset matters and how to overcome it. All right. Number 3, what about my energy needs to shift? What about my energy needs to shift? You know, it's not always their issue. Sometimes it's us. Sometimes we're the problem, right? So always check your own energy, even when you feel like you didn't do anything wrong. Just be objective as you can and try to figure out what you did wrong, even if it was only a small part, right? Or a reaction after somebody acted first, or whatever it may be. Next question. Is fear of change holding me back? Is fear of change holding me back? You know, some people are afraid of failure, and others are afraid of success. We talked about that on another call too. Some people are afraid of failure, while others are afraid of success. Ask yourself, which one are you? All right. Next question. Who am I being right now? Who am I being right now? In other words, are you being yourself in the moment? True to yourself? Or are you putting on the face because you seek validation subconsciously or whatever the reason may be? Next question. What am I thinking right now? What am I thinking right now? So the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, right? So that's basically the law of attraction in a nutshell. You become your thoughts eventually. So it's time to start thinking better thoughts. The better thoughts, the better your thought life, the better your waking life, your real life, some will say. Next question. Is what I'm thinking about right now going to help my future self? And that's a question almost, I would probably say, yeah, almost nobody asked that question because we're so caught up in yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Y'all probably gonna hear that a bunch of times on this channel. Rest in peace, Cousin Ken. Miss you, boy. Whew. Next question. What exactly are my beliefs? You know, a lot of people, well, I say most people probably don't even examine their beliefs consciously. They just go through life running with the program running in the background because your brain is actually a supercomputer that runs on the program. So you have to actually reprogram or rewire yourself for success, because it's not going to happen on its own. Most people don't aim too high and miss. They aim too low and hit, because everyone actually is a success, because that's what the brain does. The brain is a success machine. But I know I probably confused some of y'all just now, so I'm going to stop. Well, not stop. I'm going to move right along. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'm just giving y'all this in real time as the thoughts come, as you can tell. Next question. What are my triggers? And I didn't learn about triggers until I went to a facility for 28 days. And that's one of the first things they teach you about, your triggers. And basically what a trigger is just a catalyst that causes you to behave in a certain way. So if you have a drug problem, ask yourself, what makes me want to use every time I use? And then that will help you start to get your life back on track and start to live life on your own terms, as they say in those rooms. Shout out to everybody in AA or NA, because I've been in those rooms too. All right. Next question. What are my emotions right now? Most people don't examine that. Again, they're just going through life, going through the motions. No pun intended. All right, so we have to check those, because emotions is just energy in motion. Wherever your focus goes, energy flows. Y'all gonna hear that a lot on this channel too. So always be conscious of your emotions. Next question. When do these triggers actually happen? Because a lot of times it's because you're in a certain environment. So you might need to change your environment, because environment is stronger than willpower. But that's another call too. All right. Last question. When was the first time I felt this in childhood? When was the first time I felt this in childhood? If you can remember that far, that'll actually give you some keys to help reprogram your brain, rewire your brain, so you can start living your best life. All right. So, for the sake of time, I'm not going to recap the questions. So make sure you pause and rewind and take notes, whatever you got to do to get this information. And again, if you found value in this video, please share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Please subscribe. Please comment below. Let me know what resonated with you, what didn't resonate with you, what didn't make sense, what you liked, what you didn't like, what I missed, all that good stuff. And remember, either your mind will expand to match your money, or your money will just shrink to match your mind. Let's grow, y'all.